Hey guys, it was good seeing your guys' videos this week. This week we have two topics of discussion. The first being, how does music play with your emotions? And the second being, can certain types of music put you in a certain emotional state? To answer the first question about how does music play with your emotions, I'm a psych major, so we've actually looked a lot into it. I took Psych 508, I think, which is a class about human emotions. It's called Human Emotions. So basically, we found that music helps reduce anxiety levels. It increases oxytocin levels in the brain, which is basically your happiness hormone. And then it also activates reward areas in the brain. So basically, it just makes your brain think you're in a happy state. So yeah. But the main thing we talked about was how human music actually affects other species. Um, because music is set to human rhythms, so the music we listen to is set to like basically our resting heart rates, our respiratory rates, and other things. That music affects us. Basically, they did a study here actually, and they found in tamarins, which are little monkeys, that Metallica, which is like a high upbeat rock band, classic rock band, their music actually calmed the tamarins because the resting heart rates and respiratory rates actually match the beat of the song of a Metallica song. So basically, the Tamarin's heart rate are much higher than ours. So music did, and when they listened to classical music like Beethoven, that didn't do anything to them. They didn't affect them. So basically, music that we listen to only affects humans because it is based off our heart rates and respiratory rates. So yeah, that's the science lesson I have for all you guys. To address the second question of how can certain music put you in a certain emotional state? I for sure think that music can put you in a certain emotional state. For instance, when I'm studying, I love listening to Beethoven or just some other classical music that keeps me calm and just eliminates sound around me. But when I'm doing like math homework or typing a paper, I love to listen to the Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack as well as the Batman Dark Knight soundtrack because it basically gets me pumped up, gets me going, and you just cruise through those paper and math problems. Um, to put me in a happy state, I love to listen to like more upbeat songs, faster songs, nothing to put me down in like a sadder or madder mood. Um, Speaking of that, when I'm sad, I love listening to more like acoustic things, which are, like I said, more slower and sadder, put you in that mood to kind of relate to the music that's being played. Um, for wanting to be pumped up, Eminem for sure does the job. We for sure listen to that a lot before soccer games and other sporting events. I know someone mentioned that they couldn't think of a song that gets them mad or want to be mad. I can't think of anything. That's for sure. Basically, I'm guessing just some hard stuff like Tech Nine or some really heavy metal stuff that might get you mad. And I also know that a few you mentioned that how like in scary movies that they use music to like create fear in the audience, and I for sure think that has a great effect. And going off that, I think next week we should talk about how music can impact movies, and that being either in a positive way or a negative way, and how those soundtracks can help or hinder the performance of the movie. So yeah, it was good watching you guys' videos, and I hope you all have a good 4th weekend.